You are born on a June morning in San Diego, California, in 2010. Not in a hospital wing anyone will remember, not with cameras at the door or security outside. But within hours, the announcement goes out and the world knows your name. Not your name, actually, his name, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. You haven't even opened your eyes yet, and already the story is about someone else. Your father has 650 million Instagram followers. You are his first post that ever truly went viral without a single filter. The first thing the world wants to know about you isn't who you are, it's who your mother is. Your father has made a decision, quietly and firmly, to never say. It is a secret he will carry for decades, which means you will carry it too. Not because it's painful, necessarily, but because every room you walk into, someone is already doing the math, wondering, calculating, and you're just a kid who never got to decide whether that question existed. You don't choose your name. You don't choose your face, which looks more like his every year. You don't choose the number 7, but it follows you anyway. By age 3, you have attended more press events than most adults attend in a lifetime. Someone photographs you at the airport in Manchester. Someone else at a beach in Madeira. A candid shot of you sleeping on a plane sells to a magazine. You don't know any of this is happening. You're 3. You're just tired. At 6, Georgina arrives. She is warm and present and loves you openly, telling the internet you are her big boy, that she loves you to the moon and back. She means it, you can tell. But you also understand quietly and without anyone explaining it that your family is a story people follow like a television series. There are fans of it. There are critics. And you are a main character who never auditioned for the role. At 7, your father signs with Juventus. You move to Turin. New city, new language, new school, new teammates to train with. At 8, he moves again. Manchester, new city, new language, new school. By the time you're 12, you've lived in Spain, Italy, England, and Saudi Arabia. Each place you start to plant something small, a friendship, a routine, a favorite cafe nearby, and then the season ends and the roots come up with you. You learn to be portable. You learn to adjust. What you don't learn is how to stay. Your father trains every day before the sun is properly up. You have watched him do this since before you could understand why. Ice baths, controlled meals, sleep schedules that look more like military protocol than anything else. At 9 years old, you start waking up early too. Not because anyone forced you, because you watched him and decided that's just what this family does. At 10, you begin training in youth academies. Wherever the family lives, there's a club and there's a place for you in it. You wear the number 7. Of course you do. The coaches treat you carefully, not cruelly, but carefully. There's a version of encouragement that isn't really for you. It's for the story. You start to recognize it young. Every goal you score is reported online. Every miss is dissected in comment sections by men who have never kicked a ball professionally in their lives. At 12, you are already a talking point in sports journalism. The comparison is inevitable, and everyone says so while making it anyway. Is he as good as his father? Can anyone be? The question is asked so often it stops feeling like a question. It starts feeling like a verdict delivered before the trial. You find out what your father earns per year at roughly the same time your friends find out what their fathers earn per year. The difference is yours is public knowledge, $200 million. Someone will mention it to you at school within days. You smile and say nothing. You have already learned that saying nothing is often the only option that doesn't cost you something. At 13, the twins Eva and Mateo are 7. Alana is 7. Bella is 1. You are the oldest, which means you are also the one who remembers things the others don't. You remember the year Angel died, the brother who never came home from the hospital. Your father sat all the children down and told you the truth, plainly and carefully, because he said he didn't believe in lying to his children about hard things. You pointed to the sky at dinner for weeks afterward. Daddy, I did this for Angel. You still do sometimes. Your father says he doesn't pressure you about football. He says this publicly in interviews with genuine intention, But he also says that you see him every day, at home, at training, in the stadium, and that you absorb everything by example. Both things are true simultaneously. He is not pushing you. He doesn't need to. The gravity of who he is pulls everything toward it naturally. At 14, you start playing for Al Nasser's youth academy in Riyadh, training with coaches who have spent their whole careers in your father's orbit, playing in front of small crowds that are not small at all because someone always has a camera and someone always posts it, and by evening it has 4 million views. You scored. You didn't score. You looked frustrated. You smiled after a tackle. All of it becomes content. Your friends back in Manchester text you. Your friends from Turin occasionally surface online. Friendship for you requires effort that it doesn't require for anyone else. Distance is part of it. But the bigger part is that being close to you means being close to the story, and not everyone has the patience for what comes with that. At 15, someone asks you in an interview what you want to be when you grow up. The question hangs in the air for a second. The journalist laughs warmly. You smile because you know the answer they want. But you also know that the question itself is slightly broken. You don't grow up in the ordinary direction when you are born into an extraordinary inheritance. The future doesn't open up the way it does for other people. Every path already has his footprints on it. If you go professional, they will measure every goal against his 5 Ballon d'Ors. If you don't, they will ask what went wrong. If you choose something else entirely, they will call it a retreat. There is no version of your life that doesn't begin with an explanation of whose son you are. One evening, not long ago, you are sitting at dinner. It's loud, the way dinner always is, with 5 children and a table full of food, and your father's competitive instinct applied to everything, including passing the bread. Bella is laughing. Matteo is arguing about something that doesn't matter. Alana is showing your father a drawing she made. And for a few minutes, nobody is watching. Nobody is posting. Nobody is comparing anyone to anyone. Your father catches you looking at him, and he raises an eyebrow. What? And you shrug. Nothing. And it is nothing. It is also everything. Because in that moment, he is not the most followed person in the history of the internet. He is just the man at the head of the table who raised you and doesn't always know how to say that quietly. You are the son of Cristiano Ronaldo. You didn't ask for the name, the number, the comparisons, or the cameras. You got all of them before you were old enough to spell your own surname. And every day you live is another day inside a sentence that began before you could speak and has no period in sight. In every room you walk into, he has already been there first. The question that follows you isn't who you are. It's whether you'll ever get the chance to find out.